Okay. The question is in Surah Al-Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن تطيعوا الذين كفروا يردوكم على أعقابكم فتنقلبوا خاسرين. The brother is saying that in his understanding, this is saying, don't be friends with the disbelievers. But that's not what the ayah is saying. But the application will include intimate friendship, because intimate friendship will influence how you think, who you go out with, and so many other host of things. But that's not what the ayah is talking about. The ayah is talking about giving loyalty and allegiance to people who are in fight with your nation, your community, your country, so on and so forth. Okay? That's different from befriending a person, whether he believes or he doesn't. It depends how far intimate you want to develop this relationship. You can be partner with people who have good business experience, who have good successful business experience, and they are honest. You can trust them so that they don't cheat you. These are the criteria. Okay? Yes. Okay. The question is, if I am next to somebody and this person stood up to pray, then there is somebody across from him on the other side, and somebody is praying in the middle. Can I cross talk to that other person while the person in the middle is praying? The answer is, it will be very disruptive. It will be very disruptive. Yeah, the question is, are we allowed to be talking while the adhan is going on, or should we follow the adhan and respond? The sunnah is to follow the adhan and respond to the call of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, yes. Tell them brothers, whom are you referring to? Huh? Non-Muslims in general. Of course, if you feel that they are part of the human family, which you should, they are brothers, they are neighbors, they are friends, they are, in Ayat al-Nisa, Surah al-Nisa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا وَبِذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْيَتَامَى وَالْمَسَاكِينِ وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى والجار الجنب والصاحب بالجنب وابن السبيل وما ملكت أيمانكم. You have to be good to all of those, and part of being good is to acknowledge some sort of a human relationship, which is the children of Adam. We are all children of Adam. We are all servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So brother for a Muslim or non-Muslim is not a bad thing to say, and there's nothing wrong with it. So let me explain for those who are very strict about evidence. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls Prophet Hud, وَإِلَى عَادٍ أَخَاهُمْ هُودًا, right? وَإِلَى مَدْيَنَ أَخَاهُمْ شُعَيْبًا. So he's calling the Prophet, who is a stand-alone criteria, their brother, right? The question is, do you have an option to pray the witr at home? You said in the morning, or did I mishear you?
Yeah, before Fajr Adhan, after Tahajjud.
Before Fajr. Yes, you can pray witr alone by yourself at home. Okay, so long as you do it in the night, inshallah, before Fajr. Yes. Yeah. The question is, sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the singular pronoun I, inni ana Allah, right? La ilaha illa ana fa'budini, like in Surah Taha. And sometimes he uses the plural, nahnu. Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikr wa inna lahu lahafidhun, in the plural. So he's asking, Sometimes people ask him, where are the rest if he's not more than one? And the answer is, this is a royal plural. It is not, it's a numerical plural. It's not plural of number, it's plural of royal expression. You know how the royals talk? I'll give you a ticket to London. They say, we the king of Britain, right? So it's a royal plural. It's an English language and it is the Arabic language. In every language there is a royal plural and numerical plural. Okay? How do we make the intention for the 2 rak'ah before the witr? This rak'ah, you could call it a shafa, which means the dual or the 2, or you can just consider it part of the sunnah or salatul layl until you get to the 1 rak'ah, which is the witr. Yes, shafa means 2. The question is, some brothers come to take their breakfast here and they follow other Islamic centers' calendars, which is 5 minutes after Al-Hijrah. That is definitely a betrayal of the food. No, jokes aside, the question was, shouldn't people eat as soon as the adhan is proclaimed and the time is in? Of course they should. The answer is yes, they should. Okay. Yeah, the question is, some people believe that instead of making dua directly to Allah, they make dua to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even in his grave, and ask him to transfer your dua to Allah. And he says, but some others say, this is shirk. I am with the others. This is shirk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not set Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a medium between us and Allah. He says, Ud'uni astajib lakum. Ask me and I will respond to your call. Directly. Okay? So there is no dua for anyone deceased, a prophet, a righteous person, a scholar, no matter how high in faith they may be. You do not pray asking the dead. Ask Allah. Okay? Eye drops. Eye drops do not break your fast. Shots, medical shots, they don't. They don't break your fast. Inhalers does not break your fast. Yeah. The question is, we have jewelry at home, and last year we paid zakah for the jewelry we have, and this year it's the same jewelry, and should we pay zakah again? The hadith of the Prophet ﷺ told people who are taking care of the money for the orphans, the guardians for the orphans, telling them, invest their money lest it will be eaten up by zakah, emphasizing the fact that if you pay zakah on anything that is not growing, it will eat it up, because you pay 2.5%. In so many years, you will eat the whole thing up. So the Prophet encouraged that we invest what we have. Now, the question about jewelry is quite a disputed issue among scholars. Some scholars say, if this money, if this jewelry that you have at home is used by your wife and it is minimum, it's not extravagant. I don't know how anybody would define minimum or anything like this, because it's so open. But if it is something reasonable, then you pay your zakah once and that's it, and it is a jewelry, it's something that you are using. Then the other side say you have to pay zakah because whether you like it or not, this is money stored in the form of gold. Then the other side would say and argue, but this is not a growing money. nor is it growable money. You cannot make the gold that you have grow over years. Either you add to it, and that also will add money, which means you add zakah, right? So, and they say that if the money that you have is not growable, then there is no zakah on it, because zakah is on developable money, money that you can grow. Then the other side will answer and say, this is a stringent condition, and as such, if we apply it, all the money that anybody is saving, but they cannot invest it, will be run out. And this is the argument that the first side takes and says, elderly people and people who are living on a limited resources of income, based on they are using money they got. Let us say an old lady inherited several $1,000s from some relative, and she is saving this money because she cannot work, so she is using as little of it as possible and saving the rest to consume it. So this money is being consumed, not growing. So it is these arguments back and forth that makes this issue very difficult to decide. So I will take it case by case situation. Yes. Yes. The question is about disconnecting with one's kin, immediate family in particular, sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, uncles, those close relatives. And he's asking, what is the Islamic perspective on cutting the kin, no matter how pious the person may be, right? It has nothing to do with piety. It has everything to do with relatives' right. Okay? The only time that I have heard a fatwa from Sheikh Allah يفك أسره عبد المجيد لا المنجد Sheikh المنجد صالح المنجد الله ينجيه ويفك أسره. He said the only reason, the only occasion when you can cut your relationship with your relative is if they are harming you badly whenever they relate to you and you cannot stand their harm. For example, somebody, whenever they visit, they crush their car into your car intentionally. Somebody who comes and abuses your own children in your own home, okay, because they are angry with someone. Or in case that you have tried everything to connect with them, and every time they get more abusive and more belligerent, then he says those you can cut the relationship. But otherwise, try to always be the nicest relative there is in the family. Relate to them. If you bear with their harm that befalls you, that's part of our faith. المؤمن الذي يخالط الناس فيصبر على أذاهم خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الذي لا يخالط الناس ولا يصبر على أذاهم. To forbear with the harm that befalls you from your relatives, your brothers, your sisters, your community is better and more beloved to Allah than cutting everybody off and living by yourself. My time is up. inshallah. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.